morning children. In the last class we discussed about the voltaic cell, and the first cell it is given by Volta, and honor the scientist we are calling the units are a voltage or a volts. Now whatever the diagram you are seeing on the screen, that is a figure 5. It shows a own cell, how you have to make your own cell. Take 2 injection bottles, fill that with a sulfuric acid and insert 2 rods, that is a copper and a zinc, which act as a electrodes, and the other end of the LED copper wire rods are connected to the copper wire. Copper wire is connected to LED. What is meant by LED, ma? Light emitting diode. LED means light emitting diode. Now the solution through which liquid passes is said to be electrolyte, and the positive and negative terminals here it is said to be 2 rods are said to be electrode. They are required to pass the current, and copper wire is said to be connecting wire. LED is a utilizer, whether LED glows or not. So you can replace the sulfuric acid with other acids and check whether it is passing a current through any liquid is said to be electrolysis. When it passes, it decomposes into corresponding oxides, ions, not oxides, sorry, ions, and this process is known as a electrolysis process. When a current is passed through any liquid, what happens? It decomposes into their corresponding ions. This process is known as electrolysis, and the liquid through which current passes is said to be electrolyte, and through which current passes to metals is said to be electrode. So I think and discuss questions. You can ask the information from the teacher. What is it mean by electrolysis process? What is meant by electrolysis process? The liquid conductor through which current passes. When a current passes, it decomposes into corresponding ions. This process is known as electrolysis process. Now take coating a iron key with a copper by electroplating method. What is meant by electroplating? Let us discuss. What are the methods required? Copper plate of a size 12 centimeters into 5 centimeters length and breadth of copper crystals, copper sulfate crystals, blue or virtual, and a key made up of an iron. A glass beaker, water, sulfuric acid, battery, and some connecting wires are required. You can see the figure 6 where beaker is filled with a copper sulfate, and insert 2 plates metals, that is one is copper plate, other is iron key which you are using to coat the copper, and connecting wires, a battery is connected. This is the way we can make electric circuit to coat the electroplating. Now coating a one metal with other metal is said to be a electroplating. Why will coat? To increase it and to give the good shine, will coat a cheap metal with a costly metal. This process is known as a electroplating. And when a key is dipped, when it is connected to the battery, what happens? Slowly copper sulfate dissolves in it and forms copper Cu plus SO4 minus. The Cu plus, it goes and settles on the key as a coating. So your iron key becomes a copper. This method is known as a electroplating. Does the iron key get coated with a shiny brown color? What is the color due to? What will happen if you interchange the battery terminals? Why does copper get deposit on the iron key? When electric current is passed through the copper sulfate solution, in which copper sulfate is present in the form of copper and sulfate ions, and the free copper ions are drawn to electrode connected to the negative terminal of the battery and deposit on it. The one metal is coated with other material. This process is known as electroplating. What is meant by electroplating? The one metal is coated with the other material is known as a electroplating. What is the use of electroplating? To increase the life period of the metal and give the good shine. A cheap metal is, cheap means more reactive metal is coated with a less reactive metal to give a good shine and increase the life period of the metal. The key is to be coated with a zinc or aluminium instead of copper. What changes will you do to make it? Instead of zinc, copper sulfate, you will use zinc sulfate, aluminium sulfate, because you want to coat with aluminium and zinc instead of a copper sulfate. If you want to coat with the copper sulfate, you have to use copper sulfate as an electrolyte. If you want to coat with a key with a zinc, at that time you have to use a zinc sulfate. Even if you want to coat with aluminium, at that time you need to coat with aluminium sulfate. Okay. And electroplating, a inferior metal is coated with the superior metal. What is meant by inferior metal? Which affects with atmospheric gases, humidity, carbon dioxide. Such metal is said to be inferior metal, more reactive metal, and cheap metal, and which is coated with the superior metal which does not react immediately. Such metals are said to be a superior metals. And by coating with the superior metal, what happens? The object of electroplate should be free from greasy matter. What precautions you will take before coating any metal with other material? The object which you want to coat, which you want to make electroplating, it should be free from grease. The surface of the article should be rough so that metal deposit sticks permanently. It should not be a smooth. That's why key, whatever they want to coat, it won't be a smooth, little bit in a grooved surface only. The concentration of electrolyte should be adjusted as to get smooth coating. Current must be the same throughout the process. Concentration, to get the equal coating on the key, we have to adjust the smooth coating. We have to concentrate of a electrolyte. The liquid which you are using should have the same concentration so that smooth coating can be done on throughout the process. And current should be maintained equally same throughout the process. These are some precautions before electroplating you have to do. What is meant by electroplating? The inferior metal is coated with a superior metal. What is meant by inferior metal? The metal which reacts with atmospheric gases, carbon dioxide, water, said to be inferior metal. By coating with the superior metal, what happens? It forms a layer and does not react. Okay. Electroplating and uses. Electroplating is widely used in industry for coating metal objects. Form the layer different metals. For example, metal like iron, which are easily corroded by atmospheric air, moisture and oxygen, are coated with the deposits of a nickel or a chromium, which are most resistant to corrosion by electroplating method. Machinery parts are often chromium plated to protect them from the common and not same time to give them as a good polish. Sometimes electroplating is done with a view of repairing worn out parts of machineries. In such cases, suitable metal is deposited on affected parts of machinery by electroplating method. Electroplating is also used in ornamentation and decoration. For example, several articles made up of copper or its alloys such as tablewares, decoration pieces are coated with silver or a gold. These are some electroplating uses are given. First, sometimes electroplating is done while repairing a worn out machinery parts. Machinery parts are when it is worn out, the electroplating method they will use to coat that. And electroplating is also used in ornamentation and decoration. Next, for example, metals like iron which are easily corroded by atmospheric air, moisture, oxygen are deposited with chromium and nickel which resist such corrosion by electroplating method. Machinery parts are often chromium plated to protect them from this. So all these are the some changes which we take. Okay. Now see, you can see the tin and the ring which are electroplated. What is meant by electroplating? The inferior metal, if it is coated with the superior metal, by passing the current through them, then such a process is said to be a electroplating. And in electroplating, we can coat any metal with another metal by passing the current. So with this we completed electrical conductivity of liquids. What we have discussed, let me have a quick recap of that. Good conductors which allows the passage of current through them are called good conductors. Which does not allows the passage of current through them are called bad conductors. Electrodes The two rods which allows the passage of current and act as a two terminals are said to be electrodes. The liquid conductor through which current passes is said to be electrolyte. And when a current passes through the liquid conductor, it dissociates into its corresponding ions. That method is known as electrolysis. And passing the current through any metal, we can coat one metal with another metal. Such process is known as electroplating. Where the electroplating method is used, industries to burn out the parts, they will coat, and in decoration items as well as in his currency coins and gold ornaments, 1 gram gold ornaments, all these are the electroplating methods. So children, with this we completed our electric conductivity of liquids, and I am going to stop the lessons now. So after your FAs, I will make a videos to revise the portion, and because in the month of January after the Sankranti vacation you have your essays. So please concentrate and complete your classworks, projects and activities. On 26th you will get your physics as well as biological science paper, FA2 slip test paper. Okay children, thank you ma'am.